Good morning or good night, Gacha Kingdom. Today I wanted to upload something different than this video, but that video required a bit more research, and honestly, like, I am so mentally drained from my in real life job last week that I just couldn't really be bothered to do the research for it. So instead of cognitive thinking, I was gonna do more cognitive thinking this week, and that is where today's video landed on. We're going to be talking about the Zenless Zone Zero men as seigek's categories. Now, I've kind of already touched upon this topic with my Angels Devolution filming 8 guys doing it video, but that video was more like a story built video than it was like a, I don't know, a loose headcanon crazy aha ass video. But it also stems from very early on in Zenless Zone Zero's career, that transition period into 1.2, yeah, just about there. My sister was getting flooded with a bunch of Zenless Zone Zero stuff, probably because of me. She was like, why do all these characters got corn star names? Billy Kid, Ben Bigger, Ellen Joe, Jane Doe, motherfucking Big Daddy? Like, what the fuck? I don't think it would surprise anybody when I say that Anton's most popular category is probably gym/workout content. I was gonna just say, like, flat out, like, him doing a bunch of shit at the gym, but let's be real, like, Anton's got no time to actually hit the gym. Bro's got all of his games because he's at the construction site. And even though Kaleta's pretty cool with Anton having a bang fans, I don't think Kaleta is going to let by him working out at the construction site naked. So the videos that he does have public that are like spreading around New Erdu like wildfire would probably be like him working out and being like super sweaty, being shirtless, but being like suggestive, still like 16 plus at tops. But if you did pay some money towards his bang fans, that's where you would get the real shit, where you get his morning workout routine and he shows you how he gets his gains in his arms and his body and his legs and his third leg. I feel like Harumasa would only have a handful amount of videos floating around the internet, but those videos all happen to have the tag of twink, because this man, out of everybody, the entire 11 playable men in this game, I think Harumasa is the most twinkiest of the twink. Even Wise, like, Wise has gained quite a bit of gains. Well, it may have not hit his body, but Harumasa, on the other hand, has invested all of his physical skill points into just his face card, but everywhere else, it's kind of lacking, leading to this like very stereotypical femboy twinkie body shape. The few videos that are on internet, well, I would assume that all of them would probably have the tag twink on them, and Harumasa is definitely going to be the one that's going to be on the receiving end, turn him into a twinkie. So Banyue is an exhibitionist. There's no workaround, there's no arguments to be made. His official model, literally like the only thing standing in between the general public and him being naked, is his orange jacket that doesn't fit around his forearm. So it's just like, what is this? Why do you have it in the first place? Now, armed with the acknowledgement that Banyue isn't technically an intelligent construct, yet yes, he is an intelligent construct, but he is not an intelligent construct civilian because he has never done the forbidden fruit test. Because of that, he's not technically a civilian. But like, does that really exclude him from public indecency if he's just walking around almost bare ass out and also bare groin out too? Like, does that really exclude him, or like, what's going on? I mean, fine by me if it is legal, you know, just one jacket twirl away and then me and Banyue are doing stuff in the back entrance of Sui Bien Temple without Yishuen knowing. So if there was no cognitive thinking in this video, I would just call Ben Bigger's most popular category bears and then call it a day. That would be like very, very low hanging fruit. Like, the fruit has literally hit the ground. Let's take a little bit harder than that. And let's think more bigger than just being big, you know, because that's his last name, bigger. Like, yeah, we already know Ben's big. So I landed on the work category. Now, as I said earlier with Anton, Koleda hasn't given the okay for everybody in Belobog to just work there naked because that would be a health hazard. She hasn't said anything about, you know, going into your personal office and being naked in there. So Ben doesn't have a lot of free time, you know. The time that he does have free is him going back home and sleep. And then he goes back into Belobog and he stresses about how Grace has blown like 1 million Denny's on another robot. To relieve that stress, well, anything goes in Ben's office. I would really hate to be the custodian that has to clean up afterwards. Actually, no, I think it's probably fine. I feel like Ben would like feel bad if he just let somebody else clean it. So him and whoever has to take Ben in. No, it's probably just Ben himself. I feel like Ben would be a pretty good cleaner. So he's probably keeping that office really tidy, even though like right afterwards it's probably really messy. I think I got a category for basically everybody except for Billy. I just don't know, like silly Billy, like he's just like a funny guy. I don't really see him. Well, I do see, I mean, like Billy Kid, of course I gotta see him as like some kind of porn star, you know, but I just don't know what kind of category, if he did upload stuff onto Aeronaut, would be like his most popular. So my cop-out answer is Days. Billy has to have at least one video of like 10 dudes, 1 Billy. He's quote-unquote fighting them off, and that's probably his most popular video if he doesn't have more Day videos, because everybody and their mamas want to get their hands onto Billy, either because he's just that cool of a guy, which is true, or just because he's got that slim ass waist for no reason. At first I was gonna delegate the Twinkie category to Hugo because he's quite literally like blonde and also the Twinkie body shape, but at second thought I was like, well, he's like a Phantom Thief Persona 5 where he can swap out of costumes, so like why wouldn't Hugo upload videos of him like getting out of clothes and not getting into any other clothes after he gets out of those clothes? Slightly obviously Hugo would only have one piece of clothing on, which would be his mask, so that nobody knows who Mockingbird is. It's actually like a big brain because everyone would think that Mockingbird is just him and not like a 2-person, technically 3-person operation with Vivian and Robin. Hugo's probably floated this idea to Vivian, and Vivian's like, you don't take any pleasure from doing these videos. Oh, for sure. Oh, definitely. A little bit of me just wanted to take the like masochist route, because Manato likes to take damage, but that's just because he doesn't want to see his friends hurt. You know, when you are doing all that and you have as many scars as Manato, like you have to enjoy pain at least to some degree to constantly jump out in front of like everything and anything imaginable to protect like anybody really. But I don't think Manato would go out of his way to go to the deep end of stuff like closed beta tests and stuff like that. On the flip side though, I do think Manato would dabble into a little bit of that pain territory, and his most popular category of videos he's uploaded, if anything, he's probably the only videos he would be uploading onto Aeronaut, would be edge and milk content of him being on the receiving end to quote improve his stamina or endurance and stuff like that. That's what all those guys say. I have no idea if that's actually true or not, but you know, it's pretty hot, so no complaints from me. I don't know who Manato is getting to do all of this, but I'm gonna let him do him. Lighter, I'm gonna go with like kind of low tier lore wise fruit, and I'm just gonna say that his popular category is wrestling. Lighter's got the wrestling build, and like he's got like time in the ring because of like very sad lore reasons, but That's the reason why he's got that crazy body of his. Thinking he's probably done a lot of popular videos with other popular wrestlers from other games that he wouldn't have had if he wasn't a wrestler. And you know, this type of wrestling really isn't wrestling. It's just like the concept of wrestling that makes it really hot. That must be what Caesar said to try to convince Lighter to take on Varka or some shit. Oh, but like, what if they were both naked while also wrestling at the same time? Oh, I just know Caesar's a Fujoshi. Kind of like Billy, I didn't know what category to give Yinhu as his most popular category. If anything, just like Harumasa, I feel like he would have like a very handful of videos that are floating around on internet. And the only thing I can think of is like muscle worship. I know some of y'all would love to worship Pan Yinhu. And I feel like that would be the only thing that Yinhu would be okay uploading onto Aeronaut. So speaking of people that have a handful of videos floating around Aeronaut, I think Seth would only have a few. But the few videos that he does have floating around Aeronaut would be him on the receiving end of a glory. I can envision the stereotypical like image of Seth just about to receive the milk of somebody and like the black bar over his eyes, and like Wise is looking at the image like, wait, isn't this Seth? If we were to strictly just talk about how Zenless Zone men were like semi-lore accurate headcanon to their like aeronaut profiles and then uploading say gex onto the internet, I don't think Lycaon would be uploading all of that. I think he would have like one video per year, but that's just because of Hugo Vlad, and he would be in a Hugo Vlad video. So technically whatever Hugo has on those videos as tags, that is Von Lycaon's most popular categories, but he himself is not the one that's uploading it. But that said, the reason why Vlad keeps requesting Lycaon to do these videos is because like we got like the entirety of New Erdu has seen this shit. So like, please Lycaon, I need this. Vivian is kind of homeless right now, bro. I need the Denny's. If we were to head it to more headcanon than actually lore accurate, let's just say that Lycaon is uploading onto Aeronaut because, you know, Victoria Housekeeping, we're getting less clients nowadays. You know, Corin kind of homeless and we need the money. So Lycaon starts uploading stuff onto Aeronaut and it is blowing up because everybody in the mamas love Von Lycaon. I think the most popular video categories that he would have is definitely him letting loose and being rough on whoever is his unfortunate or fortunate, I guess, victim, and or like vice versa. Von Lycaon is obviously like the best verse to ever exist ever, and whoever is going rough on him and he's taking it like a champ, I feel like that would be his most popular category. But let's be real with ourselves. Von Lycaon himself could be like a whole ass category. There's probably compilations of just Von Lycaon floating around on Aeronaut, and not even like him doing the evil deed. It's probably just like him like standing around menacingly and people have like, oh my god, it's that big ass wolf. Oh man, I wish I had enough money to just hang out with him. Oh my god, I'm so broke. Honorable mention to Wise. I think Wise wouldn't be doing all that. I mean, like, I guess he would be like Twinkie if he was, but he'd probably be on like the filming end, proxy for everybody and being their manager. I mean, hey, Furry is taking up all of our PG&E bill, okay? Like, Denny's are Denny's. We gotta pay the bill somehow. Big Daddy, like, I feel like Big Daddy is stereotypically on, like, most popular category big. If not big, then it's probably old men yaoi category. Unk still got it. Motherfucker is probably still, like, the top 1% of Bang fans. For a good reason.